Hello everyone, I'm Akame, and today I'm going to be talking a bit about the changes that hit with Prepatch, Chromie, the revamped leveling experience, character customization, the new Barber Shop, some minor changes to portals, scaling, the ongoing seasonal event, and a bit about raiding. So let's get into it. This is the new login screen. At first glance, there's nothing new. You create a character and you can see there's some changes immediately. The classes you can select for each race are highlighted at the bottom with some spell animations to give you like a rough feel about how they play. There's a lot of new customization options. I'm not really gonna be going over them too much in depth, but you can change to odd eyes and stuff, drop down menus to give you a nice overview about what you can change. The jewelry section is entirely new. Some races couldn't like optionally have jewelry, so now you can not wear jewelry if you don't want to. So I'm in an allied race for the purpose of just running straight to Chromie and give you the full breakdown of how Chromie works. Now I get a quest to just go to Orgrimmar. Now Chromie will be sitting here to the left on this hourglass. If you talk to her, you get to select a timeline. If I select a timeline, I can choose anything from Cataclysm, Burning Crusade, Lich King, Pandaria, Worlds of Draenor, and Legion. If I select Wrath of the Lich King, I get this nice animation on my screen, which indicates that I've changed timeline. Now, in my dungeon finder, I can queue to Nexus and Utgard Keep. Or even random Lich King dungeon, and this is huge. Get 8,500 experience per completion of this dungeon, which scales with your level. On level 10 to 11, I need 8,200 experience to gain a full level. So just by completing this dungeon, a random Lich King dungeon, I'm gonna get over a full level. If I'm lucky and I get the Nexus in my random dungeon, there's 4 quests in there, which will probably lead to another level. Once you reach level 15, you can return to the present timeline. You get this nice animation. Go to your dungeon finder, and you'll be able to queue to random BFA dungeon, which you can't at level 10. You need your talents to be able to queue to BFA dungeons. And with the way scaling works in BFA, I strongly suggest to spam those dungeons. They're incredibly easy. You can get away with doing immense pulls, and they're so quick to complete. It's gonna give you an insane amount of experience per hour. And for spells, they did a few changes where you have your class tab. In any spec you choose, you will always have these spells. So these are universal. At level 43, I can expect to have Stampeding Roar in every spec. Now, if I choose Resto as my main spec, I can see the spells I will get that are relative for Resto. These two combined will be the full skill set that I'll be wearing. But Resto is specific for Resto, and Druid is something I will have for all of my specs, regardless. This is the new Barber Shop. For a Druid, the Barber Shop is pretty OP, honestly. You get all the changes that you get in, like, your create character screen, skin colors, the eyes, the hair. You can change your tattoos, and if you want, you can even gender bender. Now, for a Druid, this is especially good because you get to change your forms. Now, if I want this one for bear, and I select it, and this for cat. This is my flying form, and let's go for this one. That's my travel form, my aquatic form. Now, after these changes, this will be my forms for whatever spec I choose. I go into cat form, I'm this cat dude that I chose. My bear form is this black version of Ursoc. With the pre-patch, there came another change that kind of threw me off a bit and caught me off guard. I was trying to get to Shattrath and I couldn't find the portal, so I'm gonna show you something here in the portal room. You got some of the old portals here: Dalaran, Lich King, Jade Forest, Solasar, Asuna, soon to be Shadowlands portal, something to be decided, I guess, and Silvermoon. On this ramp here, there's stairs down to the basement, and under the main portal room, there's another portal room. Forest Bear to Ashran, Caverns of Time, and the Shattrath portal. Okay, so now for the leveling part of this video. Me and my friends, we did some testing of how to do dungeons the most efficiently and how to basically get to max the fastest when you're doing dungeons. We started out in Lich King and Pandaria dungeons for the most part, and to be honest, they didn't feel too different to what scaling did with them before, essentially. That meaning that Mists of Pandaria dungeons are... something hits hard and something doesn't hit hard at all, and they take some time to complete. Like, they're not too long, but they feel kind of slow, and there's not like a lot of mobs that gives good experience, and the boss fights are very like dragged out. So I wouldn't really recommend spamming Mists of Pandaria dungeons unless you just absolutely love to do them to no end. Then by all means go for it. There's some quests in there, but you can only do them once unless you party sync and stuff, so I wouldn't really recommend doing them all too much. Lich King dungeons are the same. Bosses takes a little while, but bosses are extremely overtuned. They can easily kill you, and Trash as well is a bit overtuned in general, so... And there's insane amounts of running in Lich King dungeons, so I would stay clear from those. I would do them from 10 to 15 to get your talent, and then jump into BFA dungeons, essentially. I would strongly suggest that you do BFA dungeons as much as you can. They're insanely fast to complete. You gain an absurd amount of experience per hour. The mobs are packed tight together, you don't have to run far. Scaling has been very generous going into normal dungeons for BFA. You can pull like 3-4 packs at a time and not really struggle. You don't need to do the dangerous kicks or the heavy crowd control. You can just like blast through them. You can pull multiple packs on top of bosses and just melt it down with the bosses. I found that you can easily do level 15 to 50, even 10 to 50 in a day if you just like set off the time to do it that way. And doing as much dungeons in BFA as we did, it's just nice because you know the dungeons so well, you know what the stuff does there. The ongoing seasonal event in World of Warcraft right now is Halloween, or the Headless Horseman, as some people call it. If you want a chance at a mount and some transmog, this is where you should be spending your time. I would be a bit mindful about how many times you do this though, because the event itself doesn't take too long. It's a one boss fight. The queues are relatively fast, especially if you're a healer or a tank. You can easily hit the 10 dungeons cap if you keep on spamming these, so take a break every now and then, do something else, don't get blocked out of instances because you're grinding this month. And happy hunting. Basically with scaling, raid damage is a lot higher than it used to be when you had corruptions and stuff. So it's a bit of a reprogress in a sense. You need to figure stuff out, you need to be a bit more careful with what you're doing, your damage intake and stuff. Boss damage can be lethal at any given time in Mythic, and we kinda struggled to even get Carapace down in one night, so there's that. I really hope they fix the scaling. I heard Nasoth did insane damage. Gonna be raiding him tonight, so hopefully it's a bit easier than it was this first week of Prepatch. In any case, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. And this is gonna be a continuing trend going into Shadowlands. I'm going to make videos like this. I'm Akame, and I'll see you in the next one.